Hello from the Yarn Closet in Tucson, Arizona. I'm Laura, Yarn Closet AZ on Instagram. And my mom, Kitty, is MawgeeKitty on Ravelry. We are going to have noise today, hopefully not hair noise, but we are going to have noise today.
Because we're at my new apartment.
And my daughter is sitting right there.
And right, Prue and Grandpa are sitting on a different chair.
And the door's open, and so
Getting a lovely breeze. Okay. You know what I want to show today?
what?
I want to show, look at guys.
Oh, and we're the Yarn Closet blog over on Patreon. Please feel free to support and follow us there. There are free downloads for crochet, knit, loom knit, and what to do with a sock tube patterns.
Right.
Shh.
Hey, not so crinkly, guys. That's not going to work.
No.
No. Why don't I tell about this while you go get her a dish? Pour him in a dish. Yeah. Okay. First of all, guys, look at my hair. It grew out, and I've been trimming it to get out that old brown stuff. But look at how fabulous it is. It went white on the sides and kind of salt and pepper all over, and curlier than heck. So this is what I did. I went on Amazon and I ordered these. See this? It's called Yarnus. And when it comes, you get 4 pairs. You can just buy 1 pair. Just buy whatever it is that you actually use all the time. But you get 4 different pairs: blue, orange, yellow, and other orange.
But what size are they, Mom? They don't want to know the colors. They want to know the size.
Oh, they're on
8
the
millimeter, 6 millimeter, 4.5, and 5.
Okay.
I did that one.
Yeah. And I think my batteries have run. And they actually send you the extra batteries that you need to put in them. And they're real easy. You just flip this little thing up and pop a new battery in. Watch this. Which one works? Okay. Look at this. Oh, see, it doesn't.
No, it's showing.
Yeah. They're lighted knitting needles. The end of it lights up. So then, when you're knitting and you're going like this, it's like you have a little light pointing directly exactly where you are trying to look.
Now, I wish somebody would come up with those in circular. If anybody knows where you can get them in circular,
Yeah.
that would be fabulous. I would use that.
Yes, and Laura has gotten the lighted crochet hooks, and I sent lighted crochet hooks up to Rosie.
The Canadian crocheter?
No,
Oh, no,
No.
Nona's.
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 At Nona's, yes. Because she must crochet 24 hours a day because she's so prolific. So anyway, because we were moving, I didn't get much of anything accomplished. But what I'm doing right now is, look at this. I'm doing long strips. I started out thinking, well, I'll just do squares, put the squares all together, and make a patchwork because I'm a quilter. And I miss quilting. So I thought I'll just do that. Well, then Laura explained to me, then you have to actually figure out how to sew those together, or you have to use yarn and put them together, something, whatever.
Once you have,
Yeah.
okay,
So now I'm going to
so
just
now
do strips.
you can pick up stitches along the side, and you could do a larger square here and connect them by picking up stitches
And I
and
can
have different shapes and sizes and stuff.
Yes. And so it's going to be a way to use up,
Your little bits.
yeah, little bits and stuff. And then I'm going to use them as donations for something.
Because do you have a knitting group here?
Yes, we do. We have a quilting group. We have a knitting group. We have, oh my gosh, we have too much to go to. We have low vision. I started that this week. Oh, I got the best hint. They said, when you make your bed, after you get the bottom sheet on, take a large safety pin, put it in the upper left-hand corner, not where your head is, you know, down lower. Every time when you're washing your, every time when you're washing your sheets, when you dried them, you take them out and you think, well, okay, is this the top? Is this the side? All you do is look for the one that's got the pin on it, goes automatically on that, and boom, chakalaka, you got your sheet on.
Because it really matters if that flat sheet is
that's
side up or down.
No, not the flat sheet, the fitted one.
Sheet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
So anyway, oh my gosh, we have everything. Ed went to a talk this week all about the history of the Presidio here and the military that was in the Presidio, which is downtown Tucson, and how Tucson got started. We have everything from line dancing, regular yoga, chair exercises, regular exercises. We have a senior fitness.
And there's plenty of younger people here who don't do anything. It's just a nice apartment to live in. It's very secure. They've never had any crime.
In almost 40 years.
Every building has their own pool and hot tub.
We actually have 2 pools. We have one on each side of our building.
There's grass, there's trees,
Flowers.
There's 2 restaurants.
For those of you who have snow right now, guess what we have? Irises, beautiful irises that are blooming already because, you know, we don't get winter. And there's so many things to do that you could be busy day and night. We have a computer center, we have genealogy, we have
people who get together for card games. They have outings to different things where there's drivers.
We have our own vans, several different kinds, a small van, a big van, a bus, depending on what we're going to, and all of that stuff. We just go to it, and maybe if we're going to a theater, we pay the price of the theater reduced because it's a group. We get meals in the beautiful dining room with linen tablecloths and linen napkins, and we have 4 entrees to pick from, or you could have breakfast any time of day. And we have a bistro. We have another large building that's opening as another bistro. That'll be from 6 in the morning till, like, I don't know, 10 at night or something. It's amazing. The people are friendly. We have lots of friends.
Tell them what you were going to say to me. You thought you were just going to hate it because I've been badgering her.
And I thought, oh no, I'm just going to feel like an old woman being put away in a nursing home. This is not a nursing home. This is...
it's a social life.
It's
women to have fun with.
Yes, it's independent living. It's women to talk to. It's groups. They have at least 2 or 3 things going on every morning, every afternoon, things in the evening. It's really cool. It's really cool. And we've met a lot of people already, but we've met a lot of people that we have both known in the past who live here. So we love it.
And my other dad lives in the other building across the parking lot.
Yes, that was...
Which came in handy. I haven't done a lot this week because my dad ended up in the hospital. He just got out yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank God my stepdad is a gem because we were up for over 24 hours trying to get him urgent care to the ER to in the hospital.
And when she means up, I was at the house with the kids because her husband was gone and with his family doing something. And so Ed took my ex-husband, her dad,
and me.
They went to the hospital, sat all night while they did test after test to find out what was going on. And he would text me and say, I'm out in the van charging up my cell phone again, and then I'll go back in and back and forth. She's a trooper, you guys. If you want to have a good daughter, this is a one to have. Because what she went through in the last 3-4 days.
Well, and we're not out of the woods because they actually don't know what caused it. We have our suspicions. My dad had bladder cancer 10 years ago, and he's got a growth on his kidney and a shadowy area that could potentially be
An obstruction. Or mass.
Or mass. And my dad says he had x-rays last September, then none of this showed up. So we're not done. We're not out of the woods. I imagine the next month is going to be pretty busy because I'm going to be going with him for all the appointments, which means me and my dad and my stepdad.
They call each other husbands-in-law.
Yeah, yeah. The nurses thought it was so funny because they said, well, who's your other point of contact, your emergency contact? And I said, well, Ed Glanz. And they were like, oh, he's out in the hallway. Is that his brother? And I said, no. And they're like, well, we have to list who he is. Is he a brother? Is he brother-in-law? Is he this? Is he that? And I'm like, we could call him his brother-in-law. I said, I don't think there's a word for what they are. And they're like, huh? And I'm like, he's currently married to his ex-wife.
Right. I was married to her dad for 29 years, 7 months, 13 days.
Yeah. So it's a good thing my dads get along.
Yes. And I get along with him, and he gets along with me.
Yes, you're very courteous to each other, and
yes, we
that's what matters.
Yes. What's important is, get along afterwards, because just because two of you don't click all the time, life goes on, but you're still the parents of the same person or the grandparents, and it makes it too hard, too awkward. So if you don't get along. So we just said we're going to, and we do. So we've already had a birthday party down in a private dining room last weekend for Connor, who turned 12, and we were all there, and
it was funny. They all get a kick out of it.
Yeah, they do.
So I'll show you my Finish It February kind of went out the window because my Finish It projects needed more thought, and being up so much
Can you think now?
I can't think, and I certainly can't see, has affected my sight. I even brought Sadie one night when I went back to the hospital after a short break.
Dog.
My retired guide dog, and it's obvious she's retired. Although even as a retired guide dog, she acts better than most of the service dogs we see. The nurses almost lost Wayne's roommate, and when I say lost, you know what I mean. So that was a bit hairy for a while that day, so it was easier for me to bring her when it was dark and to feel a little bit more confident. And then they all just loved seeing her because it was the evening and things were quieting down. And she jumped right on the bed with Grandpa and laid there for a bit.
Oops. Our timer went off.
Our timer went off.
Okay, we have to pause this.
We have to pause this. We're going to do more sections and just connect them together in the final upload to you guys because I'm actually doing laundry for my dad.
Podcasting.
No, you're not. And we're back for some more. So, and where did that just...
laundry for her dad right now.
And I just... Yeah, so there's laundry facilities in all the buildings, and it's free. And it's very convenient because you have all those machines, and they have super big ones and just regular ones. But I'm going to probably be doing his laundry for a while. He's got a friend visiting right now. That's why I brought it to this building.
He's just across the way from us, across the greens, and then where there's a putting green in ours and a pool. Then he's in the next building. He has his own pool and hot tub. We have 5 heated pools and hot tubs. We have
every building has the laundry. Every building has fitness center. Every building has
personal trainers.
Like a game room thing. And the personal trainers are free. They will go through for like 1 or 2 sessions or all of them forever.
Yeah, yeah.
All of them forever?
Yeah.
So yeah, the personal trainers, and they have physical therapy if they have to get a surgery or something and go through physical therapy.
So you have a hip replacement.
So it's very, very convenient, especially for us. And this is not an Apple Watch because my mom has a tendency to trip and fall. If she does, she pushes that and someone comes.
First they call you because was in the bedroom and I was doing some computer work and Ed was gone one night and I was digging around for some stuff and next thing I know, security, security, and this guy's banging on the door. Open up, open up, security, security. And he's just hollering because, you know, I suppose he thought I could be dead or something.
Well, yeah.
They have security guards on every single side of everything, and this thing is enormous amounts of buildings. And
It's like a resort, and at night when they have all the exterior lights on
pretty.
and all the grass and flowers, it's always
And the
cool
fountains.
here, and they've got fountains. It's very pretty. They've got outside gazebos and things that people can have picnics at, or like in your building, the happy hour.
Yeah, in the happy hour. So I went to the door, looked through the peephole, and I said, I knew this guy, and I opened up. I said, Stephen, what do you want? And he said, well, your alarm went off. And I said, what alarm? And he said, your fall alarm. This is like that, you know, I fall and I can't get up thing. And I said, oh, I must have bumped it on something. I'm sorry. And he said, we do this 24 hours a day. We're doing it. People will tell everybody to wear them. We get these free also. Some of them wear necklaces.
Yeah.
That might be more convenient. They're waterproof. You can go in the shower. You can go in one of the pools. You can swim with them on. And he said, it's because if something happens to you, we call you. If you're in your home, you just answer your phone and say, I'm fine, I just bumped it, and they don't do anything. If you don't answer, then they come. And I have forgotten to give them our phone number at security for the cell phone that I was on. So he said, don't worry about it. But he said, it does happen all the time.
Yeah.
And guess what, guys? I'm going to be a greeter. That's fun. Because I get to go around then to other new people who are coming and tell them all about, then you can get this, and you hardly ever have to cook anything because you just go down,
Right.
get all this
Oh my
food
gosh. And you get a free cleaning lady every 2 weeks.
every other week.
Do you know why they do that?
Why?
Just to make sure nobody's dead.
Yeah, and hasn't been laying in there and just didn't bump their alarm, you know.
Yeah.
And
But
guess
still,
what
you
else
get a
she
cleaning
does?
lady. She takes out your trash.
She will wash your windows for you.
I know. I want to move in.
I know it. I was really kind of not happy about this. I'm not.
I know.
I'm saying I was mad. I wasn't, but I was very hesitant. And she kept saying, "Mom, do this while you can still see really well, because if Ed has to decorate your apartment with your furniture, he's going to line all the furniture up on one side of the room, the TV on the other side, all the pictures on one wall, and it's going to look like that. Is that what you want?" I said, "Oh my God, no, let's go." So that was the key. That was what did it for me.
So we will do a quick little walkthrough tour. And it's funny because they have the same apartment that my other dad has, and it's in the same orientation. So when you walk in, the kitchen's on the same side and stuff. And it's so funny because he's a single man and they're a couple, and his doesn't look bad, but you can tell it's a bachelor's
The
house.
TV's on one wall,
The wall it shouldn't be on.
and then two recliners here and a double recliner
One of the
here.
recliners he doesn't even like.
I mean, what is with men? And I know, Ed, you're sitting over there, but we love you.
Yes.
But what is with men that they think line all the chairs up? They think chairs get lonely or something? I don't know.
And he has no table lamps. He only has floor
No.
lamps, and they're rickety. And he hardly ever turns them on. He keeps his blinds shut on one side of his windows. Do you see how bright this is? That's just from the windows being open. And they have, they're on the second floor, so they have a patio above that shades somewhat.
Because we have 4 floors.
So you've got chairs out front that you can sit in front of your unit and you can look at stuff and whatever. But his friend, I think right now, is unplugging something so that he can open that window, because his excuse was that he has this little Christmas village along the bottom, And he's like, so I plugged that in, so that means I can't open my window.
Many of us have a Christmas village all year round.
Yeah. And yes, they had to downsize, but technically this is not that much smaller than your 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Because we had 1409 or something, and now we have 724, which sounds like it's really small, but this is laid out so well. We got rid of a few things. What we lost.
Oh, I thought it was bigger than that.
No, this is 724. So it's only half the size.
See, I thought it was like 900 or something. It feels much larger.
Because it's laid out well.
Very
And
well.
They really thought ahead when they planned everything. And we lost the second bedroom, the second bathroom. But the second bedroom was actually...
Just a den.
It was just a den with big couches and TV and stuff. Now we just have the TV in the living room. And if I want...
You still have a TV in your bedroom, don't you?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I have a TV in the bedroom, so if I want to watch something myself, I can go in there. But the bedroom is a combination bedroom on one end and like an office, home office thing on the other end. And I have my dear friend Margaret's recliner that Laura had that
So I gave...
she was being very nice and let me have because it reminds me of Margaret. And that's where Connor calls it his hidey hole or something. He walks in, goes straight in, sits down in that, and
Yeah.
he's happy as a
Clam. So we will put that at the end of this, but let's do a little more knitting content.
Okay.
So, like I said, my finish it is kind of off the rails. I had to cast on just a simple hat, and it's in the vein of the Midas hat. It's just stockinette stitch. I got totally wonky. I don't know how. Well, it was because I was doing this in the hospital. On this edge, I don't know if you can see how puckered it is, but I know that this yarn, I don't really like it. It's that mani-pedi yarn that comes in 50-gram balls. I don't really like it. It's not fun to work with, but it does wash up and bloom. And I don't like the patterning very much, but I had it and I thought, well, whatever, we'll see. So I'm going to work a few more inches and then do a decrease. So I'm going to decrease at about 7 or 8 inches, depending on how much yarn I have left.
I love the colors.
Yeah, I thought it would end up giving me more of a red hat. And I contemplated, did I start on here? Did I start on the other side? Because I couldn't figure out. And I didn't want the orange. So I figured I'd start with the orange because that folded under. And then I thought it would go faster into the reddish color. I don't know. I've been home very little. So I started that. I started a 9mm hat with some Lion Brand chunky, but that was too heavy. It didn't feel good, so I just ripped that out. It was just something to do. And then these, you know, I've never really liked these for the fingerless glove thing. So
Wrist gloves.
I may just leave them as the wrist gloves, finish it off, or I may just go back in and finish it off for, because these are stretchy enough that they get onto my ankles. But I've got another pair here of the socks that had holes in them that I ripped back down, and these are 72 stitch. So I want to do ribbing on each end of this and do it in the chunkier 3.25mm. So I'll do double stranded of this or find another Sport or DK and do a little bit longer ankle. Kind of like this one. Because that's a crank tube in the middle, the purple, and then the tealy blue is some smooshy by that Tucson Dream and Color dyer. And that's more of like a sport weight. So I used a 3.25 on that, and it worked out pretty well. I've done that on a few other pairs, and it hasn't worked out as well. This pair I did the same thing, and I don't like the top ribbing by the fingers. I needed to do some decreases in there to kind of make it work out a little better. But I like having the chunkier ribbing. I did decreases in the thumb, and so that thumb is pretty nice.
Okay, now talking about those. So I had a pair on one night, and Ed and I take a group out to this one restaurant where they have an outdoor patio, and once a month we go out there and we eat, and we all listen to this one particular band. So how many pairs of gloves have you now had to make? Because these ladies said, oh, let me try them. One of them came over who has MS, and she said, okay, you wear one and I'll wear one. Then the other hand we'll put inside our jacket.
So I made a pair for you. I made a pair for Connor. I think I made 2 more pairs for somebody that you got.
And then she bought 2 more pairs.
And then one pair, this last one pair, I made a pair for Cheryl of Growly Bear Soap Company.
Yes.
And then I made that purple and teal pair. I wanted to keep it, but I then made another longer 64 stitch cranked tube with this doubled. I didn't like it doubled, but on the ends. And I gave it to a set of girls I know at school who are in, I think, 3rd grade and 6th grade. And they are actual dancers, like with the Dance Academy here. They do the Nutcracker.
The ballet girls.
The ballet, yeah, and they're with the Arizona Ballet. Because I wanted to know if that 64 stitch, because I can get that. That's a perfect sock for me, goes up to my ankles, but it can't really go past my calves. So I wanted to know, does a 64 tube actually fit on a girl's leg? And granted, they are a little bit thinner than most, but it did, and they liked them. They want really long ones, so I might make them a pair of really long ones. But I just wanted to know because it's such a fun and easy way.
These things are so neat here because it's not freezing cold here. It gets down to 32 sometimes, at night.
Quite a bit this year.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
But you want to be able to use your fingers for things like eating when we're out on the patio.
Or on your cell phone.
Or on your cell phone. And you can't do that with all the gloves on. And so,
right.
Oh my gosh. These are just a hit. So what's the thing with the yellow?
So this is the pair that I'm making Margaret, who is my knitting friend that I just attacked on the sidewalk one day in my neighborhood and said, "You're wearing hand knits. Do you want to be friends?" She's adorable. She's my dad's age, 82-ish.
Where's she from?
England, but she's also lived in Scotland. Her sister lives in France. I gave her a pair of these, and she loved them, so she wanted a pair for her sister in France. She wanted them longer. So now my dilemma is, do I stay with this kind of gauge and just do a small ribbing on the top and then put in a gold thumb and do it kind of exactly like hers, or do I do it slightly different? I think I'm just going to do it exactly like hers because that's what she's expecting.
I love the coloring.
And do you really love this gold with it? Or should I use a yellower gold?
Yellower.
Okay, because I have a yellower gold that's actually a little bit more plump. This is just merino, and the other yellow one I have has merino silk. So it's a little bit plumper. And yeah, I'll do that. I need to finish those up for her, but she said no rush. And
that's it?
That's it.
Okay, I think that's about what
Remember last week, the blue sweater? Remember the blue sweater? I'm still not done. My piece fleece sweater has 2 different size sleeves. So I'll show you that because I didn't like quite how the first one turned out. I'll make them equal at some point. And I am going to steek it. And I'll try to, if things aren't too crazy, I'll try to videotape that. Because I can use this stand that we now have to set up on the table and videotape more effectively. You're cute. Be nice to Grandpa. But remember that blue sweater with the pocket and it feels like butter from Lion Brand. I just didn't love the yarn. And I just didn't love it, and I just didn't love it. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know what I did. I took my needles off the circular needle thing, and I put stoppers on both ends. I put a note what millimeter they were, and I put it and all the balls in a bag together, and I donated them. Somebody will either rip it out and use the yarn, or maybe they'll finish it.
Yep.
And I felt so fabulous when I was just done with it.
Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and say, enough.
And I realized that if I start using wool or yarn that I'm not loving and I have more of it, I'm not going to keep it, because there's plenty of places you can donate to.
Like even here, you can
Yes.
donate here, because these women make two things only. They make lap robes for nursing homes, and they make preemie and little kids hats for like little kids who are getting chemo stuff that lose their hair, and then they donate them to the hospital here.
Right.
Yeah.
So I might just make a bag of stuff you can bring with you as donation.
Good.
Because I got a bunch of, this guy was cleaning out a house that he was doing construction on, and there was this big bin of yarn, so he gave it to me,
Oh, yeah.
and some of it is acrylic that I wouldn't be very interested in, so you can donate. I'll put that together. So yeah, I've just realized I'm not keeping the yarns that I just don't love working with, because for me, it's not just the finished look of something, obviously, it's the feel of the process and the literal feel of the needle and the yarn. And like that Lion Brand with the 9mm, it just, I didn't like working with that big chunkiness. It didn't feel good. Whatever. Is that all of our yarn?
So we better get down to the last load of laundry.
Yeah, we gotta go finish our last
Yep.
load. Look with your heart first. We're gonna attach a quick video of the house after this, and we'll see you next month. Okay, we're gonna do the quick video of Kitty's new apartment. This is their courtyard. You can kind of see the pool down at the other end. That's one of the covered areas for grilling and picnics, but see the nice
And that
flowers.
that's a pool that's being redone right now, but we have 5 pools.
Yep. So then you come up and they've got their chairs. Very nice. That's a screen door in Arizona. They're all heavy metal.
Yeah.
Try and not be so shaky. Mom, move. Okay, so you come in and her dining room and kitchen are off to the left. So I'm going to back up more so you can see the dining room. If you want to shut the door, you can. Sure. So they have 2 large windows that open. The cross airflow is amazing here. That's my child and my stepdad. Prudence.
Prudence, stop it.
So here's their very cute living room. I'll do some other views.
We'll show the goat side.
Yeah, I'll show the quilt side. Trying not to trip on everything. I don't know where everything is yet.
It's just cozy.
It's very cozy. It doesn't seem overpacked. It seems spacious. I'm never worried about tripping or bumping into anything.
We'll show the kitchen.
And the kitchen is really cute. It's a 1-butter, one butt kitchen. But it's nice. It's been updated. It's very nice. We've got plenty of room. And like they said, they get a certain number of meal tickets to the restaurants here, and they're very generous portions. People bring things home a lot. You know, so it's pretty spacious.
Just fits us just right.
Yeah. Nice, very spacious closet here. sink, vanity area outside the bathroom. Bathroom's just the shower and the toilet.
Walk-in showers.
Oh, that's kind of cute. That's that thing you were telling me about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then their bedroom, which is, these bedrooms are huge. So they've got this huge closet along this whole wall. I mean, it goes almost to the corner, wall to wall. Their bed,
Connor.
their grandson, their desk,
Area.
office area, dresser, TV, kids
And then
stuff.
a walk-in closet,
And then a walk-in closet on this side.
Open it.
I will.
which has mostly kids' toys.
Which is mostly all the kids' stuff. But it's an actual decent walk-in closet. You know, this is a really, really big room. The one thing that's different between their unit and my dad's is my dad's window is there, which makes him put his bed over here, and then he doesn't want to put anything directly in front of the window, kind of like they have a chair here. So it's just different.
Yeah.
But it's very nice. I mean, it feels like they live in a resort.
Oh,
And
it's a big old resort. Yes, it is. It's a big old resort. Yuppie-dee.
Those are my children. So yeah, I mean, it's really nice. And
Yeah.
she doesn't have to clean.
I know, and hardly ever cook. Actually, I wouldn't even have to cook if I didn't want to, because you can buy extra meals.
Yeah, and the prices are really good at the bistro. I mean,
Oh.
exceptional.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So look with your heart first.